Let's bring in our next guest, Scott Karl. Scott, how's it going, bud?
Great, Chuck.
Nice
Thank
to
you for
see
having
you.
me.
Scott Karl, Economic and Insurance Services.
Correct.
Wow, that sounds pretty big. What do you do?
Well, I'm a financial advisor, and I approach helping families make educated financial decisions through strategies that fit their unique situation. And so it's a different approach than having just the product of the month to pitch them and sell them. It's more of a coordinated and scientific approach.
Is that the way some other guys do it? Do they have some sales manager saying, this is the product we want to push this month because this is the one we're making the money on?
To some degree, that's correct.
Wow.
I've had my experience in the agency system, and I broke away from that about a decade ago because of that.
Because they're not looking out for the well-being of their customer.
Well, I think
they're trying to make money first.
I think the agents are well-to-do. I don't think either. I don't think a lot of them have an evil agenda. I just think that's the way they've been trained, and they don't know any other way except to sell.
Sometimes you have to do what the boss says.
That's exactly true.
Yeah.
So I broke away. I'm independent, and I use a third-party tool called the LEAP system, Lifetime Economic Acceleration Process.
Okay.
And it's a third-party tool that I have elected to specialize in, and it's been around for 45 years. And it has some very valuable tools to weigh and measure financial decisions that make sense to, again, a unique situation. Everyone's got a different financial DNA, if you will.
Right. Not everybody can do it the same. Not everybody has the means to do it the same.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So even if you're starting out, this system of money management will get you on the right footing initially, whether you don't have very much money, you're just starting out, or you have a lot of wealth and you need some estate planning techniques.
Okay. How long have you been in the Valley?
Oh, my whole life. Yes.
You grew up here?
I did. I went to school at Selma High School.
Broke
away from Cedar Lane's
You're
bowling
a
alley
Selma
neighborhood
Bear?
and Selma Bear.
You're a Selma Bear?
1977.
Wow. Okay, so tell me this.
Yes.
I'm sure you've been to other areas, talked to other agents and other. Do people in the Valley, do they not prepare well?
Most people are very busy in their life events that happen to them and their families, and so the subject of financial planning is put on the back shelf until they have to react to a situation that sets them back, and then that's when they kind of wake up and say, wow, man, I don't think we approached this the right way. We should go seek some advice from a professional. But financial planning and financial advisory is really no different than how a transmission works on a car. It's very complicated. You know, all the different types of financial products out there. There's 4,000 or 5,000, 8,000 mutual funds to select from. You know, which ones fit you and what you need to do. Whether you're buying a house, you've got kids going through college, and that's the reason why I've specialized in an area that is one of the largest wealth transfers of cash going into college financial institutions.
You mean for families that have to pay out of pocket for it when they don't have the kid getting the full ride?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the application process is a whole different ballgame. So, Chuck, there's two parts to college funding and saving strategies, and one part is positioning your child when they enter high school so that they're having a coach that knows the process to position them where their odds go up in getting full ride scholarships or partial scholarships. So that's the first resource
Financial
of money.
planning through your child.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that?
No, nothing at all. And the second part is financial positioning. You know, people have got the cart in front of the horse, so to speak, when they're having young families grow up. And so they elect to jump into 401ks immediately without knowing the ramifications and the issues and the problems of that. And then they have to fall back in borrowing money because their money's tied up in a 401k. And if they become disabled, get in a lawsuit, or they die prematurely, pardon my expression, hell breaks loose, ripples through the family like a hurricane.
Everybody dies prematurely, Scott. Right?
It's true. Good point.
Now, I think another point would be this. I don't think that you have to be rich to plan your finances. And I think that some people think, only the wealthy plan their finances.
Right.
You know, I don't think that's true, is it?
Yeah, that's a very correct analogy. Everyone should plan, whether you're just starting a new job at McDonald's, or you're just getting started, is to have your money positioned properly. So when you do grow and go, you can pivot. You have more options to select. You're right. Money has really no bearing on getting started, or at least become educated about money and how it works.
Be wary of the money coming in, but be more wary of the money going out.
Yeah, exactly. I think a cash flow monthly analysis is prudent for everybody to do a little check and balances on just what their variable expenses are.
Not a lot of people
Food,
do it.
Gas.
Not a lot of people do it.
No.
When you write it down, it becomes real.
True, and you know, my work isn't about tightening your belts and not having any fun at all. You know, you want to know what your watermark is, variable expenses, and stay within those means, and then have your money positioned properly, because life doesn't go in a straight line. You're going to have curves, setbacks, backwards, and so you have to plan for that, because it will change. And that is one of the biggest problems associated with traditional planning, where these other advisors have been trained that way, is they do some number crunching of numbers and hypothetical interest rates and what you could get on an average over time.
What they might be?
What they might be.
They're selling on the if.
Yeah, it's a big if.
Yeah.
But what they're not talking to you about are the eroding factors that affect our money. See, money is not math. Math isn't money. Money is more like oranges. It's perishable. It's got eroding factors within it that make the dollar worth less and less and less as we go on. But they don't talk about that with the number crunching scheme they do. They want to show you these nice numbers, beautiful pie charts that
they made themselves.
That will never come.
Right.
And they'll charge you several $1,000s a year to have your nice leather-bound package that is about math and crunching numbers.
I'm
probably going to make a few people.
If a lot of people would have done this, had better financial planning, maybe our recession that we just went through wouldn't have been so severe.
Such a big hit, yeah. In fact, in 2005, with my own personal assets, I did I could see it coming to some degree based on this process and the education behind it. And I'm constantly seeking ways to have higher tax advantages, more liquidity, more flexibility with my money, so that something happens like that happened, it's not going to disturb my income as hard. You're correct on that.
Now, if people want to talk to you, is the consultation free, or do they come into your office? Do you have
Absolutely. That's the beauty about the system that I use, is it doesn't require any additional out-of-pocket cost outlay at all. We just want to work with your money and make it work harder and smarter. So there's no out-of-pocket cost to initiate a strategy. I get compensated through the relationships I have through the carriers I know of, I'm licensed with in the United States. They pay me my fee if the strategy makes sense for the client, and you initiate the product to turbocharge the other assets. They pay me my fee. I don't have to charge my client a fee.
Wow.
So there's no out-of-pocket. And
Wow,
I don't know if that answered your whole question.
Yeah, I think that is exactly it. If there's people out there that are curious as to what their money can do for them, work a little bit better for them.
Sure.
I mean, it doesn't cost them anything to find out, and I think you answered it perfectly.
And it won't interfere. It won't interfere with any of the products that they may currently have. So this system is about arranging what they already have in a more favorable position.
So you're not like the hairdresser that every time you sit down in the seat they go, "Oh my gosh, you cut your hair the last time."
Exactly. That's a good point.
All right, Scott Karl, what's your phone number, bud?
It's 559-307-6103.
Awesome. This is great talking.
Hey, thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
what you're doing for the people in the valley.
Thanks a lot for your time.
We're going to take a quick commercial break.